Were humans always the same? Why do we behave this way? All of these questions, and others we didn't even know we had, are answered in Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Picture this: a book that grabs the history of humankind, shakes it like a snow globe, and then lets you watch all the pieces settle in ways you never imagined. That's Sapiens for you. A wild, thought-provoking ride from the Stone Age to the Silicon Age with plenty of, did I just read that? Moments along the way. First off, Harari is not your typical history teacher. Imagine the coolest, most out-of-the-box professor you never had. He's the guy at the party who can make a conversation about wheat sound like the most fascinating topic in the world. And that's exactly what he does in Sapiens. He takes mundane subjects, farming, bureaucracy, the concept of money, and flips them on their head, showing us how these things have shaped the course of human history in profound ways. The book kicks off with the cognitive revolution, where Harari paints a picture of early humans who were just one species of human among many. Yep, we weren't the only Homo on the block. But then, about 70,000 years ago, something clicked in our brains, and we started doing things no other species could do. We began to cooperate in large numbers, tell stories, and believe in things like gods, nations, and human rights. This ability to believe in shared myths is what Harari argues is the secret sauce to our success as a species. Mind-blowing, right? Then we march into the agricultural revolution, and this is where things get a bit controversial. Harari suggests that farming was one of the biggest frauds in history. Instead of chilling and hunting, gathering with ample leisure time, we started working our butts off, tied ourselves to the land, and introduced a whole host of worries about the future. According to Harari, wheat domesticated us, not the other way around. It's a fascinating take that makes you rethink the whole progress narrative. Fast forward to the unification of humankind, where Harari discusses how money, empires, and religions have stitched our world together. It's a story of how humans have managed to cooperate on a scale like no other species, creating vast empires and global religions, all facilitated by our trust in shared myths and stories. Whether it's the almighty dollar or the divine rights of kings, it's these shared beliefs that have allowed us to work together and build the modern world. Finally, we hit the scientific revolution, where things really start to accelerate. This is where Harari shines, drawing connections between scientific inquiry, imperial conquest, and capitalist enterprise. He suggests that the willingness to admit ignorance and ask questions has driven humans to discover new lands, build empires, and change the ecosystem. We've gone from believing that everything worth knowing was already known to a society driven by innovation and the pursuit of knowledge. And with this comes a future full of possibilities and dangers, as we gain the power to create and destroy on an unprecedented scale. But Sapiens is not a history book. It's a book that makes you think about where we're going as a species. Harari doesn't shy away from the big questions. What does our past tell us about our future? Are we happier for all our progress? And the biggie, what do we want to become? He leaves us hanging with the thought that, in the pursuit of knowledge and power, we might be tinkering with the very essence of what it means to be human. Reading Sapiens is like going on a roller coaster with a philosopher, a historian, and a biologist, all rolled into one. It's fun, it's wild, and it's impossible to come out the other side without your head spinning with new ideas and perspectives on humanity's past, present, and future. So if you're up for a book that's as entertaining as it is enlightening, that will make you laugh as often as it makes you go, then buckle up and give Sapiens a read. It's a history lesson you didn't know you needed, and one you won't soon forget.